Unlike the Arbiter, who could probably face tank a greater demon, the Hive Scum is a true glass cannon. It can shred through heretics by the hundreds, but it's about as durable as that awful one-ply toilet paper you bought once, used once, and then swore never to touch again. Or as normal people would say it, Hive Scum has a pretty steep learning curve. So to make your life easier, let me walk you through a couple of fun, powerful builds that can handle anything the game throws at you. Well, short of the most grueling Havoc missions anyway. This first build might honestly be my favorite in the entire game. It's the kind of build where once you start shooting, you don't stop until literally everyone around you is dead, and you do it in style. Your bread and butter are the dual auto pistols. Thanks to the Desperado ultimate, they consume no ammo to fire, bulge through anything with low armor, and thanks to the Vulture's dodge talent, basically make you invincible while firing. So the plan is to sprint into a room, hold down the trigger, and let the Emperor sort them out. But wait, there's more. Your stim exists solely to give you your ultimate back. So you can then ulti, erase an entire regiment's worth of cultists, stim to get your ult back quickly, and then repeat. It is a glorious, bullet-powered feedback loop, and it is just so much fun. That said, be careful with ammo outside of your ultimate. The auto pistols can absolutely devour your ammo reserves, so save them for specials, gunners, or emergencies. During your downtime, swap to your crowbar and smash some heads in melee. It's a simple yet reliable weapon. You can clear pretty much infinite hordes just by rotating between heavy and push attacks. For crushers, use your alt fire to swap to the pointy end and poke them straight in the eyes. Use light attacks when facing a horde of fatties and heavies to stun lock individuals. And if you ever run into a clown car of crushers, bulwarks, or ragers, pull out your rocket launcher and say goodbye to the whole problem. Same thing with bosses. Shoot them with a rocket to stun them, then pop your ultimate and go to town on their face. They will absolutely melt. Your job with this build is very simple. Lead the charge and clear rooms of gunners and other nasties before they can even threaten your team. Just make sure you don't run too far ahead. You are extremely squishy when not firing, so having a partner nearby is always a good idea. This is a fast, chaotic, and stupid but in a good way kind of build. So if you have ever wondered why orcs love their Daka Daka so much, this build should answer that question quite well, and well, quite loudly. The second build really leans into the Hive Scum stereotype by turning you into an absurdly fast, hard-hitting, chemically enhanced glass cannon. The game plan is again very simple. Mulch hordes and delete priority targets like bosses and elites. If needed, you can flex into almost any role, but that power does come at a price. You have low survivability. If you get caught off guard, you will explode almost instantly. So play fast and aggressive, but always have an escape route in mind. Against normal enemies, just spam light attacks at head height and your improvised shivs will carve through anything without Crusher-style armor in no time. When you do run into Crushers or other big boys, start sprinting to drop aggro with Untouchable, get behind them, pop your Rampage ultimate, and then go wild on their ass. With 100% armor penetration and huge backstab damage, even your light attacks will absolutely melt them. Just make sure to aim at head height. And if you cannot backstab them, a couple of heavy attacks directed at the head will do the trick. Do be warned, however, any talent that adds a damage over time effect will completely ruin your damage. So even though this build can stack bleeds or chem toxin easily enough, you should avoid them like the plague. The one exception here are the blackout grenades. They are perfect for clearing a path to safety, wiping out a horde, or even forcing Crushers to sit down so you can line up a good backstab. Just don't use them when you're trying to do big bursts of damage. The boss strategy is more of the same. Let someone else grab aggro, pop Rampage, and stab until there's nothing left to stab. Just be ready for the turnaround because you do so much damage that the boss will 100% turn on you to try to kill you. your stim acts as a backup rampage, a pure damage buff. Unless you're desperate, use it only when rampage is on cooldown, so you always have some chemical assistance. For specials or ranged threats, switch to your dual pistols. They hit hard, you can fire them at full blast while sprinting, and they even have a fun little trick. The Altfire gives you bonus damage if you land a shot once the reticule closes. It's great for sniping specials and for feeling like a badass gunslinger. To sum it up, this is a build with an incredibly high damage output and a skill ceiling to match. You're probably going to eat dirt playing it at first, but once it clicks, it is insanely fun and it'll also teach you all of the fundamental skills you'll ever need. The third build is a bit of a toxic one, and I do mean that literally. You're here to spray acid everywhere and make terrible, terrible puns like nice to melt you. When dealing with melee threats, your Bonesaw is always ready. For hordes, you can chain heavy and push attacks for big sweeping cleaves, or just forgo any fanciness and just mash light attacks while rampage is active. Either way, everything short of a crusher will get torn apart instantly. For crushers, use the Soul's alt attack to coat the blade in armor melting poison. It really does help a ton, especially when you have rampage rolling. Though I will say the needle pistol is still the way more effective option and a much safer one. With yellow ammo, you only need 3 needles to turn a mighty crusher into a mighty puddle of goop. Blue ammo, on the other hand, makes enemies explode and spread the acid debuff. It's mostly good for clearing distant hordes, but it is less efficient overall, so for the most part, stick to the lemon juice. And if things ever get out of control, you've always got the chem grenade. Just lob it into the biggest cluster of baddies and watch them all rapidly turn into that one mutated guy from RoboCop. It's one of the best oh shit buttons in the game, so definitely don't neglect it. Your stim is mostly focused on damage and intentionally toned down to keep the cooldown short. You want it firing constantly, so you're alternating between rampage and stim, which is a nice little loop that keeps you permanently juiced up and all sorts of nasty chems. This build is a natural frontliner, so tie up hordes before they reach your squishier teammates and use gas to dissolve problems before they reach critical mass. This is a surprisingly fast-paced build with powerful damage over time effects to complement the sheer brutality of the Bonesaw. Just beware of gunners. They'll shred you pretty much instantly if you overextend or dive in without cover. The final build is a bit of a weird one since it uses Desperado, a ranged-only ability, to fix melee Hive Scum's biggest weakness, getting deleted by ranged enemies. It's one of those builds that really shouldn't work on paper, but it absolutely does in practice. Your main squeeze is the Combat Axe, a nice and reliable classic that has been chopping heads since Darktide first launched. Just aim at head height and go to town. It's a simple strategy, but I cannot deny just how satisfying it is to transform enemies into blood fountains. And when big clumps of crushers show up, heavy attacks to the forehead will get the job done. Though again, you're usually better off pulling out the needle pistol. It doesn't kill quickly, but it is absurdly efficient. A single poke kills almost every special, while 3 hits will delete a crusher. So when armored enemies start piling up, just hose them down and let the acid do its work. It is the perfect, I don't want to deal with any of this nonsense kind of weapon. The same thing with bosses. If the fight is easy and safe, stick to the Combat Axe and just aim at head height. But the moment things start looking dicey, or if you just need to burst the boss down, swap to the needles and watch that health bar melt. If things start looking really bad and you're about to get pinned down, toss out a chem grenade. It's one of the strongest grenades in the entire game, and anything that steps into its AoE will pretty much dissolve instantly. Use it to clear hordes, hold choke points, or just to secure revives. It really is a remarkably effective grenade. So, why does the build use Desperado as its ultimate? The answer is very simple. The axe has enough damage to kill everything without needing Rampage. That frees you to take Desperado, which lets you temporarily become immune to range damage, thus letting you sprint directly into gun lines in order to ask them a couple of questions. It's a weird bit of synergy, and I'm gonna be honest, I had my doubts about it while I was theory crafting the build, but it works, and it works really well. As for your stim, it offers a combination of damage and cooldown reduction. It's intentionally underjuiced, as I found that the 1 minute cooldown is ideal for the build's timings and for keeping chemical dependency rolling. Unsurprisingly, your job is to frontline, break through enemy formations, keep gunners busy, and keep your squad safe by being the loudest, most annoying thing in the entire room. It is a reliable, all-arounder build with no major weaknesses, perfect for when you just want to chill and chop. And there you have it, 4 Hive Scum builds that have served me well in Auric and Maelstrom missions, and ones that you'll hopefully have a lot of fun with as well. If you have any questions about the guide or Darktide in general, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. And if you've cooked up any spicy builds of your own, definitely share them, as I am sure there's plenty of cool synergies I still haven't even touched. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a like and a sub would really help me out, and I do hope to see you again soon. Bye bye!